Hey guys, so this video is all about the LinkedIn advertising platform. And LinkedIn is really an underutilized platform, especially if you know your market's on LinkedIn, right? So other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Google, kind of anyone could be there, right? Your grandmother, your neighbor, the guy that takes out your trash, they probably have a Facebook and they know about Twitter. But with LinkedIn, it's obviously, more professional focused and it's more B2B. So if that is your market, obviously this is where your market is hanging out. They're hanging out on LinkedIn. And just to really address an issue that a lot of people have with LinkedIn, they say that it's very expensive. And yes, the advertising can be very expensive. But if you're using the calculator and you're able to look and see what you can pay to acquire a customer, say you're selling a $15,000 service, you're able to go to LinkedIn and pay more because you know your market's there. You can get higher quality leads and you know that you're going to make the money back on the back end when you sell your bigger products. So let's get started. LinkedIn has 350 plus million users. I was shocked when I saw that. I didn't know that there were that many people with LinkedIn profiles. Obviously perfect for B2B, just like we talked about. It's also awesome for content distribution and lead generation. Just like Twitter, just like Facebook that we've talked about, it's great for content distribution and it's great for lead generation. So it's very unique. It's suited for a specific market and it's still a very young platform. So there aren't a lot of bells and whistles. LinkedIn is very unique. They're adding retargeting, but we haven't quite got there yet. But it's great for running cold traffic and it's great for lead generation, but it's mostly great for reaching those specific markets if you are in a space where that's applicable. So just to show you some stuff that we've done with LinkedIn, absolutely sending ads to content. And at Digital Marketer, we haven't always, really spoken to the more professional market. We've spoken more to your entrepreneur that wouldn't care as much about LinkedIn. Well, since we rolled out these certifications, we've definitely started to appeal more to that market, more to people that have a job or don't have a job and they want to learn a skill. So they, maybe you guys are here, they want to learn a skill, they want to be certified so that they can put that on their resume and they can be a better employee. We're also speaking to business owners who might want to have their employees certified. So you see where LinkedIn has become a great platform for us. And it really shows how important it is to think about where your market's hanging out, because before our market wasn't hanging out as much on LinkedIn. And now that we do have these certifications and we're speaking to another group of people, the ad platform has become more successful for us. So sending ads to content like this, how to hire a content marketing manager, right? That's something that is definitely applicable to LinkedIn, especially if you're going to target, people who do the hiring at a company or people that are in executive roles that would be hiring a content marketing manager. This is a great piece of content to put in front of their eyeballs. And really this piece of content is a kit. It gives them job descriptions, salary requirements. It actually gives a sample blog posting. So we're giving lots of value up front. And we're also making these really nice calls to action, as you'll see on the right-hand side, content marketing mastery, get certified as a content marketing specialist. So that's how we're making sure this campaign ROIs. Of course, we're obviously retargeting them on other platforms. But this is just an example. And here's what the ad looks like, right? On the top, Looking to hire a content marketing manager? This hiring kit will give you the guidance needed to hire the right person the first time, right? So very simple, very to the point. This is really what we're offering them. And at the bottom is another example that we've seen before to content from Adobe. Adobe knows that their market's there and they're giving them a piece of content and they're paying to sponsor that content. So we're also running ads to a sales page. So we're actually running ads and you'll see them on the left-hand side. So one of them says certified in content. And then in the description, it says become a certified content marketing specialist and boost your resume. And then the bottom one, I'm just testing another headline, content marketing certified, become a certified content marketing specialist and boost your resume. So where here we're targeting people that would be doing the hiring and would purchase this certification for someone else, on these ads, we're actually targeting people who would want to be certified themselves. So they want their resume to look better. They want to be a certified content marketing specialist. And all I'm doing is targeting them by their skills. If you've ever used LinkedIn, you know that you can add different skills to your profile. So I'm targeting content marketing, content curation, and blog marketing. So you'll see that gives us an audience size of 63,000. And I'm about to show you the different ad types and all that jazz. But something very important to keep in mind on LinkedIn, you really can't worry about the audience size. This is such a specific platform and you're speaking to such a specific market that it's okay if the audience size is 1,000 people, right? We're not going with the sweet spot of audience sizes that we found on Twitter or Facebook. Roll with whatever audience size you feel is really includes people that you're talking to, right? So if you want to target CEOs, don't worry about the audience size. Go with that job title. For these skills, I chose these 3. I didn't feel that the rest of the skills were really what I was looking for. If this campaign performs the way I expect it to, then I will go back and I'll add the skills in order for scale. But right now on LinkedIn, I'm really just trying to get a proof of concept. And I hope you do the same. Here are those 2 ads and what they look like. The ones on the left-hand side, this is how they looked when I was setting them up. And now you can see, very simple, shown on LinkedIn, and I'm just testing those 2 headlines. So when you go to set up your ads on LinkedIn, you really have 2 options. So you either create an ad on the left-hand side or you sponsor content. So sponsoring content, if you choose that, you can either, sponsor a piece of content that's on your LinkedIn business page, or they will let you create that sponsored update right there in the ads manager. So think of the sponsored content. Think of that as boosting a post on Facebook, right? Or taking one of your organic tweets on Twitter that performed well and putting money behind it. The sponsored content is going to look like these, right? So it's something that could have been posted on our digital marketer page, and we're just sponsoring to put it in front of more people. On the left-hand side, the create an ad, this is, these ads, the ads that show up on the side on LinkedIn, and they're called text ads, right? So those are your 2 options. You can either set up a text ad where you have a certain amount of characters, and you have a certain amount of characters on both, but this is a smaller ad. It's very simple, and the sponsored content is actually showing up in their feed, in their LinkedIn feed, where the other ad is just showing up on the side where ads always show. So if you want, and you got to think about these too, guys. You notice with the text ads, I'm sending traffic for them to purchase this certification because people are clicking on an ad there. They know it's an ad. But with the sponsored content, I'm sending them to a blog post to try to build that relationship because they see it in their LinkedIn feed and they think it's going to be content. It should be content, right? That's intuitively what makes sense to the end user. So, definitely sponsored content is named correctly, sponsored content. Create an ad can be a little bit more direct response style. So when you are creating an ad, it's very, very simple. And I put the character limits on here so you guys know what to expect. It's 75 characters for the top, I got those backwards. It's 75 characters for the bottom, 25 characters for the headline, and you're getting a 50 by 50 image there for the actual image. And as you'll see, the image isn't that profound, but you want something pretty eye-catching for that image. And then you roll into the targeting options. And this is, the targeting options are the same for the sponsored content and the text ads, but this is really what sets LinkedIn apart, right? I mean, look at all the targeting options we have about where people work, what they do, what school they went to, what they studied, their degree, their skills. That's big, guys. Remember, I just showed you targeting people who have listed on their page that their skills are content marketing, content curation, blog marketing. That's really, really powerful. The most powerful are the groups. So you can target LinkedIn groups. You can't target Facebook groups, but you can target LinkedIn groups. So if you know your market and there are groups, on LinkedIn surrounding your market, talking about whatever your business relates to, you can target those groups. And they're obviously very targeted. If they're interested enough to be in a LinkedIn group, they're probably pretty avid about that particular topic. So, just to go back through these companies, you can target people that work at a specific company or by industry or by company size. You can target specific job titles or job categories. You can target school names. You can target field of study. You can target specific degrees. You can target different skills that people have listed on their page. You can target groups. Again, that's very, very powerful. And then gender, age, and audience expansion. I found that really does allow for scale. It hasn't hurt our campaigns, so I definitely keep that checked. So like I said, audience size isn't much of a worry here, right? These are very specific targeting options. Not that the audience sizes can't be larger, but really what's important here is that really are putting the right message in front of the right audience by a specific part of their LinkedIn profile. So if, your business, if you're really trying to reach, say you're selling some kind of software that helps social media managers. Well, guess what? You can get in front of social media managers, right? Or maybe you're wanting to target, people who studied a particular topic in school and you have some sort of education that you feel might be of interest with them. You can target people by, what they studied in school. The skills is very important because that tells a lot about what people actually do. Are they content marketers? Are they a plumber? Do they do video? What is their specific skill? Are they great at networking? Think about the different ways you can use this to reach your target audience, because the amount of data collected on this platform versus other platforms, it's very, very interesting. And LinkedIn knows a lot about its users. So once you've set up your campaign, it's very, very simple. Again, guys, we're just selecting between creating an ad, which will take you to this screen, or sponsoring content. You're going to go through the targeting options, really just narrow this down to whatever is specifically unique about your audience. We ended up with 63,000 people. The campaign is running just fine. We aren't having an optimization problem. And then you're going to roll into the bidding. So with the bidding, again, you're going to notice that LinkedIn is definitely more expensive than other platforms. But if you're putting your message in front of a really specific group of people, it's going to be worth, the extra money, right? It's going to be worth reaching that really qualified audience. So what I found is definitely bidding, where on Facebook we want to bid higher. On LinkedIn, I leave the bids at the lowest that they're allowing, right? Suggested bid range $5.99. I leave that there, right? I'm saying that's what I'm willing to bid. That's what I'm willing to pay for a click, right? And like it says, social actions are free. So if someone likes your sponsored content, you don't have to pay for it, which is very nice. My general rule of thumb here, if your audience size, as you can see, is less than 10,000, then I would go with the cost per impressions every day because the math just makes sense. If you're over 10,000, then go ahead and bid for clicks and really tell LinkedIn, this is what I'm willing to pay for. I only want to pay when someone actually clicks on my ad. So the budget for the campaign, again, this is whatever you feel comfortable with. And then run the campaign indefinitely, because we don't want LinkedIn to think it just has to, blast the ad to the audience to see who's going to respond. So just to wrap up this ad platform, guys, obviously it's for people in specific markets trying to reach professionals and trying to reach people by these specific characteristics, either where they work, what their job title is, school, field of study, degree, skills, what groups are they in on LinkedIn. That's very important. If you know something specific about your audience that you can find here, then this is the easiest ad platform I've ever seen in my life, right? You set this up, you choose between two different ads, and you're ready to rock.